Hello there, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. I'm Vnews presenting you today top stories as usual.
Legislative leader delivers speech at April 43 plenary session. Exhibition on life during COVID-19 opens in Hanoi. And later on, Paradise in the Central Highlands opens in Dalat.
National Assembly Chairman Vnews attended the opening ceremony of the 43rd General Assembly of the ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly in Phnom Penh on November 21st.
On November 21st, National Assembly Chairman Vnews attended the opening ceremony of April 43. The meeting with the theme Advancing Together for Sustainable, Inclusive and Resilient ASEAN returns to an in-person format after 2 consecutive sessions held online due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The 43rd April General Assembly's theme highlighted the need to act together in the spirit of ASEAN solidarity to tackle all the common challenges. In a message to April 43, along with praising its theme, Vietnamese President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc said that Vietnam is committed to participating responsibly in multilateral cooperation frameworks. On the afternoon of November 21st, National Assembly Chairman Vnews delivered a speech at the first plenary session of April 43. In his speech, Chairman Vnews said regional legislatures contributed to building a common legal foundation along ASEAN's development journey. He added that APAR is a role model for regional interparliamentary cooperation, contributing to promoting cooperation between agencies that represent the will and aspirations of the peoples of ASEAN countries. It has joined hands with the governments of ASEAN countries to deal with difficulties and challenges by formally promoting its role through legislative functions, supreme supervision, and facilitation of resource allocation, and strengthening connections with people, he said. Chairman Vnews affirmed that Vietnam's National Assembly, with its role and responsibility, will work to realize the commitments and resolutions the General Assembly will adopt. President of the National Assembly of Cambodia and Chair of the 43rd General Assembly of ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly, Samdech Heng Samrin hosted a reception in Phnom Penh on November 21st for heads of IPAR member parliament delegations. Heng Samrin wished member parliaments to join hands to deal with regional and global challenges which are impacting all socio-economic aspects, including joining in extensive and effective discussions to bring effective solutions. Speaking on the occasion, Vietnamese National Assembly Chairman Vnews laid stress on the important role of parliaments in handling socio-economic and trade challenges, climate change, and food security. The same day, National Assembly Chairman Vnews had a meeting with Speaker of the Moroccan House of Representatives Rachid Tabi El Alami. He affirmed that Vietnam always attaches its importance to and wishes to promote its friendship and multifaceted cooperation with Morocco, adding there remains ample room for bilateral cooperation in economics, trade, investment, and people-to-people diplomacy. Meanwhile, Rachid Tabi El Alami said Morocco always treasures its relations with Vietnam, adding that his country is willing to act as bridge connecting Vietnam with Africa, helping bring Vietnamese goods to potential markets. At the meeting, both sides agreed to strengthen cooperation in both bilateral and multilateral channels, maintain close coordination and support of each other at multilateral forums. As part of APAR 43, National Assembly Chairman Vnews had a meeting with President of the Thai National Assembly, Chuan Lik Pai, on November 21st. Both leaders expressed their delight over the sound cooperation between the two parliaments and the two nations as a whole. As Vietnam and Thailand are celebrating their 10th anniversary of strategic partnership in 2023, they agreed to enhance delegation exchanges at all levels. The Vietnamese top legislator proposed that Thailand continue its support for the Vietnamese community in the host nation.
In In the context of the COVID-19 pandemic being largely brought under control, most countries around the world are gradually reopening, including Vietnam. The country has made enormous efforts to strengthen economic, trade and diplomatic activities and cooperations with other countries and territories.
In Southeast Asia, Thailand is currently the 9th largest investor out of 140 countries and territories investing in Vietnam, with total capital of more than $13 billion. In terms of trade, Thailand is Vietnam's largest trading partner in ASEAN, with two-way turnover of $19.5 billion in 2021, and $10.6 billion in the first half of 2022. These impressive results could not be achieved without the efforts of the Vietnamese embassy in Thailand.
We have combined and attached economic diplomacy with political diplomacy, cultural diplomacy, and overseas Vietnamese work. We have also identified the specific strengths of Thailand to develop an economic diplomatic plan. We also coordinate effectively with ministries, branches, localities, and enterprises in the two countries.
Besides favorable factors, there are also many challenges in bolstering the two countries' investment and economic cooperation. The Vietnamese embassy in Thailand will further promote Vietnam's investment, trade, and tourism environment among Thai businesses and people, and remove bottlenecks in economic cooperation between the two countries, to take relations to a new high. Meanwhile, in South America, Chile was the first country in the region that Vietnam signed a free trade agreement with. It identified Chile as a key trade partner and bridge to help Vietnamese enterprises expand exports to countries in the region, and the Vietnamese embassy in Chile has made efforts to promote economic cooperation between the two sides.
The embassy helped Chilean businesses establish the Chilean Chamber of Commerce, enhanced contacts through exchanges with other local chambers of commerce, and participated at fairs to further promote products.
Bilateral trade turnover between Vietnam and Chile in the first 9 months of 2022 reached $1.72 billion. Despite having only 19 million people, Chile is currently Vietnam's fourth largest trading partner in Latin America, and third largest export market in the region.
Vietnam's aquatic export revenue to China has grown impressively so far this year, contributing to the success of the fisheries sectors.
In 2019, before the COVID-19 pandemic broke out, Vietnam enjoyed a record revenue of over $1.2 billion from China, making fisheries one of the three agroforestry fisheries products with highest export value in the market. However, the figure fell to under $1 billion in 2021 due to impacts of the pandemic. But since the beginning of this year, fisheries exports to China have recovered. Statistics from the General Department of Vietnam Customs showed that in the first 10 months of this year, those to China exceeded $1.3 billion, a year-on-year rise of 82%, marking a new record. Explaining the situation, experts held that the zero-COVID policy of China has greatly affected the country's fisheries sector, while the demand for the product is high. The Import-Export Department under the Ministry of Industry and Trade forecast that the increase is likely to continue in the remaining months of this year.
Vietnam has maintained its position as the world's largest pepper producer and exporter, according to the Vietnam Pepper Association.
Pepper exports this year are estimated at 220,000 tons, or 55% of the world's pepper output. The pepper sector has suffered many ups and downs over the past decade, with the pepper price reaching a peak of $9.27 per kilo, then briefly plunging to $1.37. It currently sells for around $2.4 per kilo. Analysts have said that in order for Vietnam's paper products to sustainably maintain their position in the world market, the sector should meet international standards, especially regarding chemical residues, and follow criteria in socio-economic development and environmental protection. It also needs to apply technologies in production management, traceability, and customer connections, and adopt specific and effective strategies for developing new products in high-end markets, among others.
A painting exhibition entitled The Time We Live In has opened at the Vietnam Fine Arts Museum in Hanoi, displaying nearly 80 works by 40 artists in a variety of materials and styles, depicting the beginning of the COVID-19 outbreak to the present.
The Time We Live In was conceived by German curator Sonja Fischer. She contacted and then met with artists and learned about their works during the pandemic, quarantine, and post-isolation periods in Vietnam's northern, central, and southern regions. She also selected some of her own works. The exhibition reveals the anxiety and concerns over the pandemic, with face masks, pills, and needles joining memories and expectations.
In June 2020, I wrote a letter to my artists and I created this exhibition already.
The works reveal the diverse perceptions and experiences of artists through various works of art.
This is a meaningful exhibition, and Sonja has a great passion for Vietnam and its people. She also has as major influence, gathering painters from Vietnam's northern, central, and southern regions.
The exhibition will move to Ho Chi Minh City and then cities in Germany such as Berlin and Hamburg. All profits will be used to sponsor equipment for hospitals in Vietnam.
A special cultural event entitled Paradise in the Central Highlands is now underway in Lâm Đồng Province, Đà Lạt City, depicting the lives of ethnic groups in the Central Highlands region. Let's take a look.
The event showcases 5 traditional communal stilt houses and more than 5,000 typical artifacts from the Central Highlands region, divided into signature musical instruments, production tools and living utensils of local ethnic groups.
We focus on 2 main trades during the event, brocade and sculpture, because we can see potential markets for both and the chance to improve the lives of ethnic minority people.
Another highlight is a special fashion show entitled Heritage Road, which will be staged on Kson Huong Lake and see the participation of more than 100 artists and models showcasing over 200 designs from 8 talented designers.
I used to think that brocade was not suitable for dancing, but talented designers have skillfully used silk to make it easy to dance. The event is expected to introduce the region's cultural heritage to both local and foreign friends.
Through the fashion show, brocade has been modernized and improved to suit daily life, creating new and stylish fashion products.
The event is under the umbrella of a series of programs within the 9th Flower Festival de Lat, which runs until the end of the year.